All righty. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Tackle and Tacos, a fishing podcast. My name is Jordan. I'm one of the hosts, joined by Nate from Iowa. Nate, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did with my hand there, but other than that, I'm doing good.
Yeah, it was awkward. Uh, what you got over your left shoulder, though, homie? What you know about my 40, homie?
What you got on my 40, cuz? Uh, that's that little full cast, that hide up Koike, who just
Oh boy. Oh Lord. Oh
man,
man.
we're trying to.
That was like 5, 6 years ago when dudes would be rolling down the highway with three 2x4s in their truck, and you're like, oh my God, it's
Right.
like
He's got all the money. Yeah, that's
$300.
why I was out. Say I'm trying to trade up for that bass cat, but
Well, Bass
I
Cat
only
commented on the
I won't.
social. They,
They
they
did, yeah,
seriously, you know what I mean, dude? It's so funny. So
yeah,
like, let's just talk about it, yo. Like, I am a junkie for bass fishing in all respects. Like, I stay on like weird like JDM websites where there's like brands that are so weird that every time I look at them, I'm like, who designed this? And it's yet at the same
yeah.
time so dope. I stay on bassboatsforsale.com or Bass Boat Central or what. I can't not find myself gravitating back towards bass cats when I'm looking at boats online, whether Facebook Marketplace. Look, I'm looking at some bass cats, and I don't have a bass cat. I've never had a bass cat. I've always kind of liked them. Always kind of wanted one. I love even though they're kind of cheesy, but I like it, like the bass in the wheels on the trailer.
Yeah,
Really like
yeah.
non-circular steering wheel. I don't love some of the layouts on some of the more, I guess you could call them abstract, like deck layouts. That would just hurt my brain.
Hmm.
But gosh, dog, they make a dope boat, do they not, Nate?
Man, it's they're ridiculous. My love for the Bass Cat goes back to like 2013, I think, when I
Yeah,
fished in open and ran with Billy McCagran and his
yeah.
Bass Cat Cougar, which was insane. I think we hit like 80 miles an hour. It was absolutely ridiculous. Um, Probably to this day one of the dopest boats I've ever been in. Like it was absolutely filthy. But yeah, some of the layouts are pretty wild. But I'd still rock one for sure. I
Oh,
remember I saw like a meme or something like a while back where it was like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it was cut like all weird triangles, and it was like Bass Cat owner's layout or something like
yeah.
that. It was pretty sick. So
Yeah. And some of them are totally normal. Some of them are smart and like
hmm,
some are like they have their own proprietary like lid snaps, like the releases, and some of that is so freaking cool. Or like the soft touch series, I really actually like when you see one in person. If you see one on Bassmaster Live or BFLs or whatever lot, the triangular live wells don't make sense in my brain. But when you see one in person and they go down about 13 feet, like they're
oh
pretty
yeah,
they're much more substantial. They're just cool boats. And when we talked to Hunter Bogman from the NPFL, his boat I think is still for sale, and that's a daggum unit, dude. And again,
yeah,
shout out Hunter Bogman. What a cool dude. Just a
heck yeah,
cool guy. I text back and forth with him all the time, just on like nonsense about fishing. He's the coolest guy. I told him the other day. I'd give him $50 for his boat, and he said, like, I really need to sell it, so I'll think about it. I don't think he was serious, almost positive, because I think it's listed for like 77,000. So I don't. Who knows? He's a nice guy. We'll see. We'll see what.
right, yeah,
But yeah, they're just filthy. And then obviously, what's his name? Rick Pierce, the owner, designer, not fully anymore, I wouldn't imagine, but just a smart dude. Like I feel like if he talks about boats, I'm probably gonna listen. Yeah, they're just dope. They're just rad. Like the Ira to the Cougar to there's just so many different. Is it Ira?
I think it's Arrow. I'm pretty sure. I think our guest on today runs an Arrow. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
yeah, but what I'm
So
saying, they have like they're kind of like Phoenix in the way that they have like more narrow, like even faster boats, although Bass Cat hulls are just fast, and then they have a little bit wider
mhm.
boats, and then they have, yeah, they're just cool, man. They're just sharp. And I like to, I don't know if they still do it. Maybe it's because I see them wrapped all the time, but they used to run that little Bass Cat logo like under kind of on the hull, which looked so cool
Yeah,
up on pad. But anyway, yeah. So speaking of which, our guest today, I'm so pumped to have a Wisconsinite on the show, coming to us
yeah,
away from Fond du Lac. We have the homie Andrew Behnke, who is a Opens pro And just a good angler. He runs a Bass Cat. It's nasty. It's decked out. He's like a Bass Cat Garmin Mercury guy with a dope like black, white, orange color combo wrap. It's just a good, really, really good looking boat. And he is, I would assume, right now probably more famous in fishing than he's maybe ever been. I don't know. And part of the reason may be, let me just slap this up here real quick because
Throw it up.
you
Jesus.
that. You know what I'm saying? You catch something like that, and all of a sudden everybody wants to talk to you. So we don't want to keep it up there too long. So we won't let him talk about it. But one of my things I used to say when I was a kid, and it's sort of like come with me into adulthood, is I always wanted to catch scary fish. Now, back when I was a kid, that was more like as a Wisconsinite, I wanted to catch muskies. You know, like they just scared the fire out of
Right. Some with some
50,
teeth. Yeah.
yeah, so 50 on your line with some big teeth, and it's kind of scary. And then as I got older, catching a big bass, it's like not the bass isn't scary, but like the scary feeling of like, oh my gosh, what if I lose this thing? You know what I'm saying? Like where there's almost like this, it's excitement, but it's mixed with fear. And I just can't wait to talk to him about that fish, about fishing the opens, all that stuff. Nate, let's jump off on the sponsors. We'll breeze through those real quick, and then we'll bring Andrew and we'll have a conversation about fitness and mustaches and tacos and fishing and bass cats and who knows what else. But let's go.
Everything great in America. Heck yeah. Let's do it.
It.
Yeah. So presenting sponsor, of course, Grizzly Coolers. Shout out to Grizzly Coolers, all the coolers, awesome drinkware. Everything that they make is absolutely amazing. We're super stoked to be a part of them.
Yeah.
Loophole Optics and their performance eyewear team. Of course, binoculars, eyewear, all the dope stuff. Of course, the sunnies that were given away. Yeah, God, man. What's the model again of the giveaway glasses?
The
Bridgers, right?
Bridgers, and their tortoise finish with green mirrored lenses that are actually kind of ambered on the inside, so they're super.
Yeah.
They just look dope. I've never taken them out of the box. I've never put them on my face. They're brand spanking.
Yeah, absolutely filthy. And of course, Moldy's Marine, everything marine, outdoor, just whatever. Like the dude does it all. Build your boat, fix your boat, install your electronics, and of course the Gator Step install stuff that he's doing is absolutely next level with the laser encoding and cutting it all. Like that's sick. So
anybody's ever we had him on the show a long time ago, Miles Berghoff, Sonar.
Yeah.
He did a video at Gator Step with them doing like that new thing they do where they put the Gator Step smack on top of your
over
car,
top.
which when I first heard that, I'm like, that's gonna look like horse crap. Like there's no way, like not trying to be a turd, but I'm like, there's no way it's gonna look good. And then his video came out and I'm like, I want that. Like it looked so good. Themes were clean, the colors were dope. And then if like you get all custom-y with it and put your logo on it, whatever, if you sell your boat, you can just warm it up and peel it off. Like it's pretty bananas. And Jeremy can do that. He's actually going to be doing that to the Legend V20, which I'm really pumped about. He's doing a 2-color thing on my boat, black on the bottom, wood grain on top, so I can look a little thuggy. Because that's just who I am. But yeah, sorry.
Rugged bone.
That's absolutely, dude. When I was a kid, that was the jam, dude.
Oh, no doubt, for sure. What is that? Our newest sponsor,
Big
Denali Rods, Denali Fishing. Man, yeah. So not only do they make dope rods, but now they're doing everything from apparel like most other companies, and some absolutely filthy reels. The new DLE series of rods looks incredible. I can't wait to fish those this year. So
he's gonna ship everything to our house. So like if you don't get a DLE, it's my fault because I'm just gonna keep them.
No, I'll be up there to get it. I'm coming to get it.
You got on my 40.
Believe that. Yeah, what you got on my 40?
Oh, there's
yeah. So, and of course, Working Class Bowhunter, WCB, and the podcast network. So I think that's it. I'm stoked. Let's bring our guest in, man. Let's do it.
So like I said, this dude is in Fond du Lac, or from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Seems like, just from everything I could read about him, listen to other podcasts, he just seems like a genuinely good dude, and you can tell. I don't think there's too many fake folk in the fishing world, but you can tell this dude's genuine. You can tell he's bit up, eaten up by the fishing bug, cares about it, put a lot of work into it. He's a firefighter, so you have to just right off the giddy, you got to respect the man. And then he finished third in a sea of how many people fish the opens? Like 7,000. like 7,000 pros. Like I can't even imagine freaking launching my boat. And then they have staggered like blast offs because there's so many boats. It's crazy to come up third. And you're talking like not just dudes on the come up, but you're talking like current pros or ex pros like Chad Pipkins, guys who can flat out catch them. And this dude finishes third. He was leading for a hot minute on the final day. So I mean, yeah. So just west of me in Wisconsin, we're proud to bring in this dude. So yeah, here he is, Mr. Andrew Behnke.
What's going on, boys?
Hey.
Happy to be on, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, dude. So let's just get it out of the way now. What everybody wants to know about. Tell us about your mustache game.
Oh, well, I'll honestly say it's pretty dang weak. I'm new to the mustache game.
Yeah.
It's starting to get like into my mouth right now, so I got to trim it up a little bit. It's let's just say it's been a wild couple weeks.
Yeah,
And
man. Top
I have
priority.
not been taking care of it, but we'll get back to that, get it all trimmed up and
Oh,
looking nice before we head to the classic.
yeah, well, yeah, you got to be a little more polished there, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But look at somebody like Seth Feider, who's the least polished person on earth, and
Oh.
everybody. So
He still makes my mustache look weak.
well, yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, I feel like his mustache isn't even that amazing. He just like, yeah, he ain't Shaw Grigsby, but like he just pulls it off. He just looks good. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think anybody can really compare to Shaw, though. I mean, he's like the OG of fishing mustaches.
No doubt.
He's been rocking that
next
caterpillar
level.
on his lip for a long time.
A long time. Yeah, man. Well, thanks for jumping on, Andrew. We're super pumped.
Absolutely.
Dude, honestly, like you've been on my radar to have on the show for a long time before you crushed it in the open and all that. Just as a Wisconsin fisherman, and yeah, we're just really pumped to have you on the show and talk through some stuff. So before we get too far into it, because Nate and I were kind of drooling over the concept of it. You run a Bass Cat. Run us through your boat if you would. Give us whatever specificity you want to give us, but we love this kind of talk.
Sure, man. I'm running a Bass Cat Era. It's a 2023 Bass Cat Era. 250 Mercury Pro XS, brand new outboard. Just put it on, broke it in before the tournament in Texas.
Okay.
I got twin power pole blades. And then as far as like batteries go, I run all Pro Guide batteries. I have an AGM cranking battery, size 31 cranking battery.
Sure.
And I have a 31 M150 just for my electronics. And then I have two of the brand new killer, like these batteries are so awesome. The Alpha Series batteries. I'm running those two. They're also the size 31s in parallel for the trolling motor.
Okay.
And then C Clear power harness for getting all power to all my graphs. And I run all Garmin units.
Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So at the console, I have twin 126 SVs on a Bass Pro Technologies mount. And then up front is where I changed some stuff this year. I'm running it's a 106 SV, so the 10-inch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have the brand new big bad 16-inch 166 SV.
Dude, that's a unit. As a guy who used to work at a boat dealership, I know what that thing costs. That is an absolute unit.
Yeah, it is a gigantic screen.
Yeah.
Like a gigantic screen. Like because I ran, so this boat has actually seen a number of different electronic setups on it. So the first year that I got it, there was no restrictions on live scope technology. So I had two forward-facing transducers on my trolling motor, and I had a stack of three 10-inch 106 SVs up front. So I was running forward perspective and then my mapping. And that was the first year. That was 2024, I believe. Yeah, 2024 in the opens. So I ran that, and then obviously they made the restriction, so you can only have one forward-facing transducer. So I took off one unit and one transducer, and just ran two 10s. And then this year put the big 16-inch on there, and that's what I'm running now.
That's sick, dude. And okay? Oh, it's not IRA, it's Era. I'm stupid.
Era. Yeah.
You love it. Tell us about the boat. How, I mean, not like a wiener measuring contest, but how fast does that boat run?
I've gotten it up to 84.
Holy, with a 250?
250, 24 pitch Fury.
Gosh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, as far as like how I organize things in my boat, I put majority of the heavy stuff in the back.
Yep.
So the two back compartments, it'll be like my terminal tackle, extra jigs, and then like my spare prop, and then all of my soft plastics. Like it is to the brim, soft plastic giant bags, and then I'll put everything else up front. And the cool part about the air, I love that they centralize majority of the weight in that boat is in the middle. So that's what keeps it from teetering, helps you ride through the chine, helps you get faster speed and a lot more lift because all the weight's in the back, but the weight that is up front is dead center.
That is really smart. Gosh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Running the show, it's like very for fishermen, by fishermen experience. Years of refining. Yeah, they're bad motor scooters. And actually, that's how I run.
Rick Pierce definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to making and designing a boat. He is no slouch about that.
Yeah, and I've heard all these stories about that dude too. That like he'll just talk to anybody at any time about bass boats. Like you could walk up to him at the Classic or wherever, and he'll just blah, 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 blah. He just loves it. Yeah. I love it.
He fishes the opens too. He fishes Division II, the opens.
That's
so he was down at Sam Rayburn for that one too. He's been doing. I think he fished one division last year as well.
Yeah, he did last year. That's so wild.
Yeah. He's an awesome guy, man. He's awesome. I've known Rick since I was like 4. Like I was probably like that tall.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, yeah. Well, I want to get into your backstory for sure. Actually, the funny thing you said about putting all the weight in the back of your boat, I actually, when I got my first boat, a Triton, and then now my Legend, I watched a video on Ike, who's also a Bass Cat guy, and he was talking about like the idea of putting all the weight in the back, how it helps with hole shot, it helps with speed, and in my brain, it just doesn't make any sense, to think of like just the geometry of it and the weight and whatever, and then you try it and it actually works, and it's like, oh, I guess they know what they're talking about.
Yeah. You want to talk about a guy that's run a lot of boats too.
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing too.
Cats in his day for sure. Well, yeah. Bad dude for sure. I really they're just cool. Do you have I don't know if I've seen it. Do you have the cool / dorky bass wheels on your trailer?
No, I don't. My first one I did. And they're awesome. They're really cool. I just went.
I like them.
Yeah, I do too, man. They're awesome looking. I just decided to go with the all black. They don't even make them anymore. They're called the Stalkers. So they're all black, and then the center it's a red BCB with a yellow bass on it. It just looks sharp. Like I just like the way it looks.
Yeah, good for you, man. That's super dope.
Yeah.
So if you would then, talking about unless Nate, you got some follow-ups. I know you're a Bass Cat junkie too, even though you don't have one either.
Oh yeah, I wish. Yeah. No, I don't have anything. I don't think. I remember I ran an era, or I guess I ran in an era in 2017 in the opens as a co-angler, and that thing was incredible. It was like mid March on Table Rock, and it was freezing cold, like 33 degrees, and we were running like 78 miles an hour across Table Rock. Just pouring tears. Like I had glasses on and everything, and I'm still just froze tears to my face. Yeah, it was incredible. So
you gotta those are the two scream.
Yeah, you gotta
those are the 2 times I've been in a Bass Cat are 2 of the like fondest memories of like being in a boat, aside from running one myself. So
I absolutely love them. Like they're just the people who build them, the people at the companies, they're phenomenal people. The amount of work that they put into those boats too. Like I've been to the factory a couple times, and they know everything about what they're doing, why they're doing it, and they're the toughest boats on the market. I mean, I will say that because I had an incident with one a couple of years ago where somebody drove into the back of mine while I was parked on the side of the road, and there was very minimal fiberglass damage to the boat. The trailer itself was crumpled like a beer can, but the boat itself, they took it to the fiberglass shop. He pulled it all apart, looked in there, and he's like, if you weren't running a cat, this boat would be totaled.
Wow.
But he fixed the fiber. There was the external fiberglass scratches on it, patched that all up. Haven't had a problem with it since.
Dang,
man, that's crazy. That's a testament there.
Yeah, they're tough.
Do you know, Andrew? Do you know or do you know about Hunter Bogman on NPFL?
I don't. I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's a Bass Cat guy too, and he had fished some other, like he's a pro, and he was fishing out of some other boats. I think he was out of Blazer for a while, wasn't he, Nate?
Yeah.
He's like, I wanted to go back to Bass Cat, and I think he talked to Rick, and Rick was like, "Come on back." People go back to him, and it's just run by good people. So let's talk quick, man. Or it doesn't have to be quick. However long you want to take. Give us a little bit of your background. I heard some of it on Bass Talk Live, which, by the way, you killed that interview.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to have you on the show, and then hearing you on that, I liked you even more. But so I heard some of your background on there, like with your mom working for Merck and all that, but give us a run through on a couple key points, if you would. Number one is like when you started fishing as a kid, and then when did the light bulb moment go on in your head for both like tournaments and then also trying to make a living off this stuff?
Well, I mean, I've been fishing for a really long time. So, like, obviously, with my mom working at Mercury, there was that, but also, like, my dad, too, and my grandpa, we always went up north when I was really little, and we did a muskie fishing trip like every October.
Oh, right on.
They're casting for muskies. I'm fishing off the back like a bobber and a worm. But I grew up around the water. Like, I've always been around the water. Caught my first bass at a very young age, and always had an infatuation with catching bass. So that's kind of how that started. I mean, then it progresses. You go from bluegills to bass, and then it just kind of works up from there. But with my mom's position at Mercury, I was very blessed to be able to travel a ton. Got to see a lot of the country. I actually fished my first tournament was a saltwater tournament. It was a king mackerel tournament that we fished with a bunch of friends, and they had a junior tournament, and it was me and like two other kids that were in it, and I ended up getting seasick, but also ended up catching, it was like a 27-pound king mackerel, and I was in the lead in this tournament all the way up until the last boat showed up, and he took. So that right there kind of lit the fire in, like, okay, I want to do this whole tournament thing, especially after getting that close to winning. And granted, that it wasn't me finding the fish; it was basically like they found the fish, I just reeled it in. But then, like, as I start to grasp and understand, like, about tournaments, about fishing, and people that actually make this a living. I mean, while I'm saying all this, I still had been going to professional bass tournaments, the Bassmasters Classic, walleye tournaments, king mackerel tournaments. Like, I just grew up
Wow.
around tournament fishing. I've always been around it. It's always just been a part of who I am. And it's always just something that I've wanted to take to the highest level. I mean, I've been obsessed with bass fishing. Really, like, once I figured out that I can't saltwater fish in Wisconsin, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
There's no salt here. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, what's the next best thing? And that's when I just started fishing a lot more ponds. And my mom had a friend that lived on a pond that you needed, like, no, it wasn't a private pond, but it was for the residents that lived around it. And
Okay.
I spent daylight to dark out there
Yeah.
fishing, like, nonstop in a little Pelican paddle boat. Like, she had to bring sandwiches to me to eat, otherwise I wasn't going to eat anything. It
Yeah.
was like that. I was just completely and utterly obsessed with bass fishing.
Yeah.
And it was just something that I've always wanted to do since then. And I mean, obviously growing up in it too, like, I'd go to her office, and you see I'd go through the magazines, reading through Bassmasters and Fisherman and Bass and magazines, Bass West. Like,
Yeah.
I was just a complete fish junkie. It was all that I really cared about. I got crap at school all the time because all the shirts I was wearing were Mercury shirts, bass fishing shirts, just fishing
That's
tournament shirts. Like, that's all that I've done. I did
yeah.
that, and I played a bunch of sports. That was pretty much it.
That's
But
sweet.
yeah, I mean, and then I don't really know, like, I couldn't even tell you when it exactly kind of turned. It's like, I want to make this a living because it's just always something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Growing up around it and knowing that it's possible, I just didn't know how to do it.
Sure.
Because
That makes
there wasn't really, like, when I was growing up in high school fishing was gaining popularity down south. We didn't have it up here. And then same with college fishing, like Stevens Point, UW Stevens Point had a good fishing team, and there was a couple other clubs throughout the state, but otherwise college fishing really wasn't a thing either. Not nearly as big as it is now.
right.
So I just didn't know, like, the avenue to take. So I took some time off and, tried to figure out life, like you do when you're in your late teens, early 20s, trying to figure it all out. And that's when I had a friend suggest being a firefighter. I had no idea, like, what the schedules or anything were like. Like, I had no clue. Another side story is my dad has been in a volunteer department since the late 80s. So I grew up with the bass fishing world on my mom's side, and I grew up around firefighting with my dad's side.
Mm.
So I decided to make that a career path, went through school, did all that, got hired, and then, putting a little bit of money away, started fishing a lot more tournaments. I mean, in that time, I was still on the water like nonstop. You couldn't get me off it. But I was fishing local stuff and little stuff, but nothing really to make that leap to actually, pursue the goal of making it a career.
Sure.
And I didn't travel and fish until 2020. And I think the first tournament that really keyed me in is I went and fished a Bass Cat Owners Tournament on Lewis Smith. And we went, I think the first day, it was a fog delay. We caught like one fish and we were like 118th place out of 300 some boats.
Wow.
Well, yeah, not doing very good.
Yeah.
But then the second day, we got to fish a full day. We didn't even go anywhere near where we were. We just went and fun fished and tried to figure something out. We ended up catching the second biggest bag of the tournament and jumping up 100 spots. We ended the tournament in 18th place out of 300 and some teams.
Yeah.
That was kind
Jeez.
of where the light bulb went off. Is like, you can almost fish better out of state than you can in Wisconsin.
Mm.
And then I just started traveling and fishing and been on that train ever since. Hasn't stopped.
Wow, dude. That is
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. What was your first boat, Andrew?
My first fiberglass boat was a 1994 Champion 191 DCX.
Woo! Yeah, Nate used to
Mhm.
I love champs. They're still so cool, man. You see them around. Yeah.
I love
I
that
had
boat, man. I put so many hours on that boat, and thank goodness that my mom had connections at Mercury because the motor was not loved before I got it.
Yeah.
There might have been an occasion where I did run it out of oil once
Okay. Yeah.
and had to get a new power head for it. So
Oh,
there is that. But
yeah.
learning things, it's
Little-
like you can't
for
just put
sure.
gas in it and go. It's not like a car. You have to actually top off the oil too.
yeah.
But
Yeah, those
I
two
put a
stroke.
lot of hours on that thing, man. I ran that thing all over the place. I took it out on the Great Lakes. Like there wasn't a body of water that I didn't take that boat to
They're good
in
boats.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Nate,
Yeah.
what was your champ?
I had a 96 190 SCX Elite, so
There you go.
pretty similar boat. Yeah.
Yep. Was
Yeah.
yours
So
was yours a single console?
yep.
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 Okay.
XCS. Yeah. Single console. Yeah. So it was. I actually had that boat for probably almost 7 or 8 years. Like I had it for a long time, and it was incredible. I absolutely loved it. So I got a Phoenix now, but the Phoenix had a lot to live up to because that Champion was just like, it was the perfect river boat. I had a Bob's jack plate on the back and a 200 Evan Rude that ran like a rape ape. It was it was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah,
And you talk to a lot of those guys over on the river still, and they're all huge fans of Champions.
Yeah, you still
Everybody loves Champs.
Yeah, a lot of people run them things still. And Nate's boat, I don't know if all champs were like that. I don't know if yours was, Andrew, but like if Nate thought about hitting the hot foot, that thing was on pad. Like it was so quick to get its butt out of the water. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was
the
incredible.
whole shot on those was incredible.
Yeah, it was nasty for sure, dude. So when did you become a Bass Cat guy? How did that work?
Well, I was always in the market for a cat. I've been in a couple before. And like y'all were saying before, I just thought they were always awesome looking boats. I loved how unique every single model was. Like you could find a model that fit your style, which was something for me that I always thought was really cool. I did a bunch of research on them. And then actually my mom working at Mercury got in touch with Rick, and he's the one who really helped me out getting into a Bass Cat.
Yeah, that's
wow. That was, and just the way that everybody at Bass Cat treated me. The first time I went down there to pick the boat up, got to tour the plant, I was hooked right there. They just treat you like family. They're such good people.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
Big company too. It's they're not some little like no diss, but they're not like Ballistic or what they're a company and they still treat people like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. If you go, like they said this to me when I went down there, it's like, if you're coming to Midway to see us, you're coming to see us because there's nothing else here.
That makes sense. Yeah. So they take care of you. I dig that. Dude.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, so now that you're, now how many years have you been fishing the opens now? Is this your third?
This is my third. Technically, I've fished it 4 years because I fished it in 21 was my first year. I fished the Central Division.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah.
And I sucked.
Okay.
There's no other way to put it. I finished. I think my highest finish was like 82nd.
Wow.
But yeah, that was one of those years too. It was Pickwick. It was supposed to be Lewis Smith, Pickwick, and then Grand. It ended up being because Lewis Smith was flooded out. It was like 16 feet high. Like there was water in people's living rooms. So they moved that one. and then it was Pickwick, Lewis Smith, and then Grand. It was just a change in the tournaments. That's when I think Hackney made it back to the elites. That was when Porosnik made it back, and that was also the year Jay Shakurit qualified too.
Yeah, I've heard of that Shakurit guy. He's okay. He's all right at fishing.
Yeah, he can catch a couple.
Boys.
You know,
and Wisconsin boys. I'm telling you, dude. People sleep on us, but they can. The homie Pat, right now, Flopper. I mean, these boys can fish, man. I kind of love it. Also, so this has nothing to do with nothing, Andrew or Nate, but whatever derby it was, what was the last elite derby? Not
Martin.
Martin, I did not know Porosnik was bald. So when he was on live and he's taking his hat off running down the lake, I was like, whoa. I don't know why that was so like surprising to me. It just like took me a little bit. I don't know. I was surprised by it. But anyway, that dude's a stud though. I don't know if you could watch Porosnik fish and not like him. I remember
he's hilarious.
Cross, and he was getting back in the straight jungles because the pool was flooded at the time in La Crosse. And that's and then some like didn't even look like there's any water. I mean, he's getting his, you know that saying, like when the water's up, the fish are up, follow him up, all that. But like just like fishing super shallow. And like, I mean,
my man was fishing up in the trees, throwing a frog around. Like it was
hilarious.
It was such textbook bass fishing for La Crosse. It was so cool.
It was so engaging and so fun to watch. But yeah, I like that dude a lot, man, for sure.
Yeah.
But let's get into it a little bit, man. So congratulations on the 3rd place, first off.
Thank you. Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, amazing, man. It's kind of neat too hearing your backstory a little bit. Like you're fishing the Bass Cat owners, derbs, and everybody knows those are pretty big. So then when you go to the open, because I can't help it. I'm kind of a weirdly analytical person, and I don't know. I imagine some of the non-typical things to imagine. Like at a really big tournament, everybody's like, oh, you want to get on the water and find your own water. And I'm thinking about, what about parking? And what about launching? And what about like, the guy on the ramp who doesn't know the etiquette to turn his headlights off and you're trying to back in, you can't see nothing. You put so was there any like kind of intimidation or anything like that when you start fishing the opens with that many boats? Or are you just like, yeah, let's have at it?
No, I didn't have any. I don't know. I'm also one of those guys that likes to get there ridiculously early.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even talk to Laker and how early that I get up and I get to the ramp. I'm not normally the first one there, but I'm probably one of the first 20 boats to put in, just because I don't like dealing with the crowd. I don't like the stress of like waiting until the last minute.
Yep.
I just want to get in the water, put the poles down somewhere, and then just hang out, chill, pull my rods out when I want, make sure my camera gear is ready, just mentally get ready for what the day is going to bring. And I think, just getting outside and like acclimating a little bit helps to, kind of get a feel for what the day is going to be like, what the morning is going to be like, it's just, it's my style.
So so, this last open, what time were you launching?
I think I put in the water at like 4:20, 4:30. Launch was at 7.
Yeah, that's early. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm the same way, dude. I hate, because you never know what's going to happen at the ramp. You really don't know, other than the fact that on some level, some type of way, it's going to be a cluster cuss. So get there early and kind of avoid all that. Plus, you're right. Then you kind of get all that stress out, go sit on the boat, have a soda, in your case, have a Form Energy or whatever.
Yep.
It's just way more chill. Which, speaking of which, dude, I had a Form Energy today, the first one I ever had. I sent you a picture of it, that orange one. That thing was dope. Not gonna lie. Not gonna
fire, isn't it?
Pretty good, dude.
They're so good, man. They got a bunch of new flavors out too. I've been drinking the Silver Lightning one. I got a 12-pack of that. I mean, I don't anymore. I slammed that. Let's be real. You probably saw the cooler on live. They pan down there, and it's level 1 bar wrappers. And cans and Form Energy cans.
Dude, those level 1 bars, like they have the one thing I'll say about like health food and whatever is it's a fine line, because you try to be too much like you're not health food, and then it's weird. You try to be too health food, it's like eating a piece of cardboard. But those bars have a good texture, and like they're good flavor for being packed full of protein and crap. Nate and I both made like New Year's rezos, which is so lame, but trying to get like back in shape, trying to get healthy, whatever. And so like I'm not that intelligent, obviously. So like I was working out, I'm in like my 7th or 8th week of working out 3 days a week. And it's about halfway through that my brain was like, I should probably stop eating garbage if I want to see a difference along with this workout. Like, well, duh. So I'm
Yeah.
like working out 3 days a week, and I'm like, why don't I have pecs yet? Why am I ripped? Whatever. And then I'm like eating like a double Culver's burger, whatever. Like, what's wrong with it? Oh, that's
Yep.
what. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
like decent stuff, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, First Form or Form Energy or whatever the heck the name is, like they do a pretty good job with it, man. I'm not
Dude,
trying
look.
to because it's
Yeah.
just, but they're
You
good.
got to look into First Form. So I have, if you go on my Instagram and you click on the beacons icon at the top,
Yeah.
you can click on it'll be First Form Outdoors. That'll take you to First Form's website and you can check out all their stuff. They have a bunch of amazing products, and especially for fishermen that are on the go. You want a high quality protein, that's why I use level one. I'll use the powder and make shakes because it's easier for your body to break down and use a powder.
Mhm.
But obviously, everybody likes a bar, like a protein bar. They have two different kinds. They have a power bar, which is 15 grams of protein, they're delicious. I mean, honestly, they both taste like candy bars to me.
They are pretty good.
They do not have the chalky taste that
Yeah.
like
Don't.
every other protein
Oh
bar
yeah.
has.
They actually
They're
don't.
not they're not filled with a bunch of junk like a lot of other ones are. And it's a good, clean, quality protein, which is the best thing you can get for yourself.
Yeah.
And
So
they're easy to take on the boat.
you've been a health junkie for a while, Andrew?
Yeah, I mean that all kind of started when I started going to fire school.
Oh,
I've been an athlete. Like as I was saying, like coming up, I played sports the entire time from when I was like 6 all the way up through high school. So I've always been extremely active,
mhm.
and working out, comes with high school football. And then when I started getting into like the firefighting side of things, that's really when I started looking more into nutrition instead of just working out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually started looking at like, okay, you got to start eating right, and you really got to get your protein and make sure you're drinking enough water, and like,
Yeah.
you start down that road and the ball just starts rolling.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I've been pretty strict with my fitness game for I would say it's probably been the past 3 years is when I really started buckling down.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just part of who I am now. Like I'll hit up a gym on the drive to like a lake.
Yeah. That's
So,
respect. I like that. I
Heck
like
yeah.
that, man, for sure. And it seems like you're not the only one. There's a lot of dudes out there who are pretty healthy cats, like John Cruz and Carl Johnson,
mhm.
and like Aaron Martin was a stud, like runner and kind of food guy and whatever. And I like that, man. I think it makes a lot of.
It's a lot more than just like the physical aspect of it, which everybody, they see the physique of somebody that's been doing it for a long time. But what it really comes down to is the mental side of things is you
Sure.
put your body through stressful situations like hard workouts, just pushing yourself to the limit on a regular basis and proving to yourself that you can do it, even if it's not easy.
Yeah.
Just the mental benefits of that go so much further than just in the gym. It goes to on the water situations, stresses at jobs, like it just
Oh,
carries throughout life
yep.
in my opinion, and I've seen it improve.
Yeah. I think you're
Yeah.
spot on. Nate, what you got to say, man? I know you be working out and stuff, lifting them big weights.
I've been getting after it a lot lately, but I was just gonna say, like, I noticed, just like you're saying, like in terms of like being more healthier, being more fit, like even that like weird like upper back cramp that you get after like fishing all day, like when you're in shape, that you don't really get that. You don't really feel it. You don't get that like, oh, you gotta stretch that out and
Mhm.
lay down on the deck of the boat or anything.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Yeah, just being in a little bit of shape and how much better it is on your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, movement goes a long ways.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you don't want it, like I tell people this all the time, is like if you don't want to start out lifting weights, just go for a walk.
Yeah.
Just get some sort of movement every day. Your body's not made to be stagnant.
Yeah, man.
And a lot of people are sitting at desks for their jobs, and like you can only do so much. I completely understand everybody's situation's a little bit different, but just try to do something.
Yeah.
45-minute walk. Go to the gym 3 times a week, 2 times. Start out going once a week.
Yeah.
Let it build from there. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to start out going 7 days a week. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but you got to cater it to your life, because if you try to make it so hard and so extreme, it's going to be too hard to maintain.
Yeah, you're not going to stick with it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got to be like a attainable goal, but also have a sweet spot where it's pushing you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like you
It
always
has
hear,
to be. It
almost
has
like,
to be challenging.
yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like you hear that corny, oh, you can do hard things, but like you actually can. Just
Mm-hmm.
freaking try it. You know, just
Yeah.
just for a little bit, man. For me, a big part of it, and I'm nobody to give advice on fitness, that's for darn sure. But for me, a big part of it was just having a bit of a plan, like to work off of, as opposed to just going and like, oh, I'm gonna do arms today and run and
Mm-hmm.
so I came up with a plan that I kind of like researched on the interwebs, and then had Chat GPT like print it off, or not print it out, but like type it up day by day, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like Abraham Lincoln once said something like, if I had 7 hours to cut down a tree, I'd spend 5 of them sharpening my axe. Like having a plan, it just works better versus just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. Because then every day I know what to sort of anticipate, you know, I don't know. And I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you know, it's been working for me. And like Nate said, it's more than just like feeling more muscular or something. Like I'm not tired at 2 o'clock in the afternoon like I used to be all the time. I can run after my 4-year-old when he takes off down the street, and I don't get to him, you know, 1 block down. I'm like, oh my God, you know, like I'm not dying running there, and like my heart's not exploding, and yeah, you just feel better. You feel more present. It's I rather enjoy it. I'm gonna stick with it for sure.
Heck yeah, man. Good for you. I mean, it's not easy. You know,
Yeah.
if it was easy, everybody would do it. But just stick with it. Keep going, even when it's hard. Just do something.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
So let's transition back.
Push yourself.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
For sure.
You know, if what's that saying? Like if anything worth having is not going to be easy, or you know, like if it's worth it, it's going to take something. But speaking of being difficult, so at this last Bassmaster Open, you were fishing an 8XD in like 8 feet of water, and like no jokes, like that's like a 20-foot diving crankbait.
Yeah.
That had to be freaking exhausting, right? Like that
it was.
It'd be hard to fish that way, yeah?
Oh yeah, it was.
Like,
It was.
tell us about that.
Like what it really came down to is like that spot where I was sitting on top of a saddle, basically. And so those fish moved around in that area, and there was always a sweet spot each day where the big fish set up. And a lot of times it was on the slope of that ditch, or not a ditch, it was a drain. And so I was basically casting from the top of that saddle into the ditch and working that 8XD down to the bottom and grinding it all the way up. And there was a couple times that crankbait hit the bottom so hard that my hand actually would slip off of the reel. That's how hard it was driving into it.
Yeah.
And there was a couple times like I was throwing it up in 4 foot of water just to see what would happen, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, it was not easy. I was actually a little sore a little bit after I think it was the second day.
Yeah.
That's when I really locked that thing in my hand, was the second day. But
yeah. You're not a Strike King guy, right? Like sponsorship wise?
No.
I mean, just a good deep diving crankbait.
I've always been a big fan of their crankbaits. I mean, I'm a big fan of the 1.5. I've thrown a lot of their square bills around in rivers, and I figured, heck, they can make a good square bill. And then you start to transition, because we don't have a lot of things to throw deep crankbaits up here. You throw deep cranks up here, you catch things with teeth.
Absolutely.
And that's not really what I'm going for.
Or they bite you off.
Exactly. So you don't even know.
Yeah.
But I have a little bit of experience casting around 6XDs. In some other places on like deep grassline lakes. That was about my extent of it. Like I had never really gone down south and thrown deep cranks. I mean, most of the time when we were down there for tournaments, it was always in the spring. So there was a lot of pre-spawn stuff, or late in the fall when they're on the shad pretty heavy. So this was my first actual like deep diving plug tournament.
Okay. So can I ask you though, so like what, again, light bulb moment, what was the light bulb that was like, yo, I need to throw this deep plug, and I need to keep this thing in my hand? Like, because if you look at that's one of my favorite things on bassmaster.com. I'm sure I'm not the only one that says this, but when they do the top lures, you know, and they show There wasn't a lot of other folks throwing a big lipped crankbait out there. A lot of Nate's gold mine over his left shoulder, goofy urchin baits and some jerk baits and all that stuff. But what was it that you were like, this is it? This is the juice. This is what I'm going to throw. What turned that for you?
Well, I've done a lot of research on Rayburn, been there a couple times, and just knowing the history of that lake, knowing that giant bags have been caught on deep crankbaits in February,
Oh
and
yeah.
it never fails. There's at least one tournament a year, sometime in late January, early February. There is a 40-pound bag, 45 or 40-pound plus pound bag
Yeah.
caught on a deep diving plug. So knowing that going into the tournament, I had two of them rigged up in my rod locker. I had a 6XD and the powder blue chartreuse, the Keith Combs staple that you need to have.
Oh
Like
yeah.
every time you cross into Texas, you cut whatever crankbait you got on, you tie that on.
Yeah.
And then I had it was the Sexy Herring 8XD. And I just kind of figured that like I'm going to try and find something in practice and fish around, graph around, see if I can find it. Well, I never really found that in practice. I think I caught maybe one bass on the powder blue back in practice. And so I just had him in the rod locker starting the tournament. I caught majority of my fish on a minnow. And I had like a Carolina rig and a jig tied up. Just something to drag around.
Yeah.
So really the light bulb moment came during day one. Fishing through my area, already had a limit, and the fish, like it was the largest school of bass that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like I don't want to say thousands, but it sure seemed like there was that many fish there. And all of a sudden, like they were throughout the water column almost all morning. Like you could see them on the bottom. They were up, they were active, they were feeding, they were chasing, like, and they weren't hard to catch. But then all of a sudden, at some point in the morning, like they all, like you could see them. They were all hugging the bottom. I like to say like they're cockroaching around. Like you can just see them crawling around on the bottom.
Yeah.
You throw a minnow over to them, they'd come up and look at it, and they go right back down. I was like, okay. So I jumped down into my rod locker and I pulled out the 8XD. I'm like, well, they're down there. Maybe I just got to get them to react instead of trying to make them feed on something. Maybe I just got to get them to react to something.
And what
And
was
it
the
just so happens that this is when Chase was pulling up in the camera boat too.
Oh. Nice.
So
yeah, pressure.
Yeah, as I'm literally taking the rod sleeve off, I look back, I see a boat setting down. I'm like, huh, all right. And turns out it's him, and he actually had those photos that were in the day one gallery were all of like my first 8 casts with a deep crankbait that day. And I think I caught like 5 or 6 fish, upgraded 3 times.
Jeez.
And it was just on from there. I just had all the confidence I needed because I caught a 4-pounder and then I caught like a 6 and caught a bunch of other little ones. Like it was hot and heavy. As soon as that plug would hit the bottom, I'd start grinding it and then I'd catch one.
Gosh. And what was the bottom content like? Like what was the hardness? What were you dragging it across?
It was just a hard spot. I mean, it was basically it was a main lake point that came out to a really shallow point. Looked like an island if you watch live, just because of how low the lake was.
Right.
But it's just a hard spot, and then there was the main lake, like kind of like the main lake basin and a creek coming along the side on one side, and then there was the drain leading up to the other side of this hard spot. So it's like the collide of so many different environments that big bass key in on. It was just a recipe for giants to show up.
Golly. All right. So
that's what you think? You think they were coming to you where you were at? Like they just kept flowing into that area?
Yep, because later on in the tournament, I could make my way down that ditch and you'd see them floating as they're making their way towards like that saddle or that high spot where I was sitting and casting.
Interesting.
You could see them moving. But like the weird thing is throughout the tournament, you'd see wolf packs and they'd be coming from all sorts of different directions. I mean, I had some coming off the main lake. They'd be set up on a point. You'd look out into the drain. There'd be another wolf pack there. You'd look behind you on top of that hard spot. There's a couple stumps and there was some laydowns. There'd be a pile of them sitting in like 4 foot of water that looked huge. It's just like there was just so many fish in that area, but it did seem like every single day that spot where they were feeding would move a little bit.
in
So
the
you just
same
kind of had to
area,
find it.
off a little different.
Yep.
With that area. Okay. Yeah. So
Yep. It was all within that same area, but
yeah.
it's just like the dinner table would move a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. So coach us up a little bit if you would. No, you don't have to give away juice. That's going to get you in trouble, obviously. But how did you find this? Is this a Google Earth scouting report? Is this running around the lake till you found something? This might be a cuss word to you. I don't know your stance on it. Did you get lucky and just sat down in a really good spot? Like, how did you find this magical spot?
I spent a lot of time on the Active Captain app, Garmin's app.
Sure. Yep.
And basically made it a point to just go through certain areas that I thought were good. And it was like every single day I'd put down 2 or 3 spots on the lake. Like I would try to keep it light, like 2 to 5 areas that I wanted to check throughout practice. So going into it, I already had a spot like on that island tip that I wanted to check because normal lake level is just a main lake point. And if they're coming into pre-spawn, it was a main lake point between 2 spawning flats, and then behind there was another, or I say spawning flats, but spawning pockets, and then there was another flat kind of behind that point that looked like really good spawning habitat.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got there in the tournament, a lot of stuff that I had checked off in practice or to go practice was out of the water. You couldn't get to it because the lake was so low.
Yep.
But when I saw that on the map, it just kind of looked like something smallmouthy to me.
Okay.
Because I fish. I'm up here. I fish a lot of smallmouth stuff, and saddles can be a key, whether it be wintertime, transition time. Like that's just something that they key in on. And I pulled up to it. I caught one little one pretty quick. I'm like, okay, there's some fish here. And then I caught another one that was like a 5.25. I'm like, holy crap, okay. And as I go up to hit spot lock, I just see dots like scatter.
Jeez.
Well, I'm like, what the heck? Like, there ain't no way those are all bass.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
So I snap a quick picture of that fish. I let it go. I get back up on the trolling motor and I'm panning around, and there's just fish everywhere. There's fish on the bottom. There's fish mid level. There's fish over here, over there, behind the boat. It was just everywhere. And I start casting at dots, and they all react to what I'm throwing. I'm like, nope, just reel it right back in, and I hauled butt. Got away from there.
Okay, so I don't know you as a human. When you find something like that, are you nervous? Like, are you excited? Is it both? Like what's going on in your heart?
It had been a fairly like tough practice. Catching fish was not the problem.
Sure.
Catching size was definitely the problem. Because I caught one big bass out of a brush pile. It was like a 6-pounder. And I hadn't been able to find another brush pile that had fish of that quality. And a couple of the fish that I had seen on this spot were that quality. It's like, okay, the potential to actually catch them is here. And at least I figured I could catch a limit because of the sheer amount of fish that I saw. I'm like,
well,
they're all bass. Like everything was acting bassy. Like you cast something over to it, it gets above its head, and it would just come straight up to it and pull it away. Then you cast to something else, and when it was really telltale was when I cast that one giant blob that I thought was a carp, and that thing actually turned around and started chasing it. That's when I was like, I'm out.
Don't let anybody see me here. Don't burn them. Yeah, get out of there.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't win in practice or whatever they say. But so obviously we could get into the nitty gritty of it for sure. But let's fast forward to this freak. If you're watching on YouTube right now, which you should be, not only was this thing, a hop, skip, and a jump from 12 pounds, but it's just one of the coolest looking fish. The patterns, the big old bug eyes on it.
Oh yeah.
What in the name of Jesus? This thing was a freak, and you caught that on the 8XD. Walk us through, however specific you want to get on it. Walk us through that catch, man.
Well, it was right after I caught one it was a 6. It was over 6.5, just over 6.5. And that fish was like hot. Like it came as soon as I caught it, came up, it was jumping, doing somersaults in the air, like acting like a tarpon.
Wow.
And that one had me pretty fired up because I was like, oh, like, don't lose this fish. Don't lose this fish.
Yeah.
Land it. had the crankbait completely choked in its mouth. Like, that fish wasn't coming off. There wasn't no way.
Yeah.
So actually, when I hooked this one, I just knew it was big. Never saw it come up. I just knew it was big because I pulled into her. I'm like, whoa, that's a giant.
Yeah.
And as I'm doing that, I kind of turn, like flip over to hit spot lock on the trolling motor because I know right away I'm going to the back of the boat where I'm low to the water where I can at least get my hands on this fish quick.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just take my time. Like, I know how to fight fish on treble hooks. Not saying I won't lose them because it happens. Every time you fight fish on treble hooks, the likelihood of losing them is relatively higher than it is with a single hook.
Right.
But I just know, like, keep the hook points coming to you. Take your time. She was up close to the surface, so it's not like she's got anything she can get hung on.
Yeah.
Just I was actually pretty calm because I'm like, I think I pretty much have her. And then she comes up and swirls, and I'm just like, that's probably another 9-pounder because I caught a 9-pounder the day before.
Right. That was your PB the day before, right?
Yeah, I had a 9.4 the day before, and yeah, giant. It was just wild. The whole thing was just wild. But I just kind of like get down, and I'm trying just taking my time with her. And as soon as I see her start doing circles, I'm like, I got you. Like, you're not going anywhere. And then she comes up, and as I go down, I'm about to try and belly scoop her. That one hook pops out.
Yeah, the tail hook.
And that's when I pin her up against the boat.
Oh my gosh. The crazy thing is, in the video, if you watch it, it got bigger. It was like the opposite.
Yeah.
You shoot a buck and you get ground shrinkage. When you got your arms on it, it looked like you said tarpon. It looked like you were trying to.
Yeah.
It looked bigger when you got closer to it, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
My gosh, man.
Dude, I tried to belly scoop that fish.
Yeah, jeez.
I got my arm around her. I'm like, there ain't no way. And that's when I put my rod, because I had my rod still in my hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy, and I put that down, just grab her lip, and that's when I got up. That's when it really hit me of like, holy crap, this is a giant.
Not a Ike giant, not to get excited and say giant, but a verified. Like,
no, this is bona fide giant.
When catching, I mean, I used to live in Austin, and I tell the story sometimes. One of the first derbies I fished there, it was like the end of July. It was 3 million degrees out, and we were actually fishing an overnight tournament with the Austin Bass Club, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., and I caught a 6-7, I think, something like that, 6-8, whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, I got big bass in the bag, and I think I got like 4th place for big bass. And like, when you're catching the big bass for the tournament for Bassmaster Opens on Rayburn at the right time of year, that's a giant bass. I mean, what was it? 11-12? Is that what it ended up being? Or 11-14? What was it?
11-14.
Good golly.
Yep. Yeah, it tied. Well, Riley Harris had an 11-14 on day one in his 36-pound bag. So we both tied for big bass, but we also tied for the second biggest bass caught in Bassmaster Open's history.
Wow. So cool, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty dang crazy. But the thing was, and the thing that really calmed me down after that was I knew where Pake was at. Like, not where, like, physically, but like weight-wise.
Sure.
Just how far ahead he was of everybody. And in my mind, I'm thinking, if I want any shot of taking this title home, I need to catch like 44 to 45 pounds.
What a silver.
And in my head, when I landed that fish and put her in the live well, my heart's going a million miles an hour, but all of a sudden it just clicked. It's like, it's possible.
Totally.
Like right now, it can happen. And I just went right back into like, just get a bait in the water and keep casting because the big fish are chewing right now.
Yeah. Yeah. You couldn't really sit there and get too celebratory for too long because there's still work to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. I still had, I think at that point, I had 2 that I definitely needed to get rid of. Like, one was under 2 pounds. And then I had another one that was maybe like a 2.6 that I did end up calling both of those out, or one of them. I can't remember exactly, but there was one other fish. There was one other fish that I really needed to get rid of in a bad way. So actually, yeah, that's how it was, because I culled that one out with like a 5 later in the day, and then my small fish was a 378.
Wow. Yeah. So stupid, practical, pragmatic question. How did that fish fit in that Bass Cat live well?
Very well.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. I moved some fish around, gave her a little bit more room, but she fit. She was not scrunched at all. Like, we were talking about the triangle live wells.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
back wall, she was completely sprawled out, didn't touch either side of it.
Jeez.
And those things are so deep too. I mean, if she wanted to, she could have hunkered right down the middle. I wouldn't have even seen her, but she stayed right on top. I checked on her quite a bit. I checked on all my fish regularly, and they were all upright and pissed to be stuck in a box.
I bet they were. Are you?
So,
What's your live well fish care routine? Are you a G juice guy? Are you not a G? How do you go about it, Andrew?
normally I just use G juice.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll fill them all the way up. It's a little bit different on the time of the year, but like for this one, especially having that many big fish in the live well, I fill them all the way up, make sure they stay full, and I recirculate the whole time. Just
Yeah.
keep the live well on recirc, keep agitating the water, keep oxygen in the water.
Yeah.
And then if they start to look stressed, if I see retting in the fins or anything like that, throw in some more G juice just to make sure. I didn't need to use fish clips or anything. They kind of all, like, initially they were upside down. I'd poke them and they'd roll over. So they were all fine, but then like midday, they were all upright. And
Okay.
everything was good.
Yeah.
I don't get too fancy with it. I mean, I don't have an oxygen system in the boat. I would like one, because there's definitely some tournaments that it would play, especially in the summertime when it gets hot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. I always like to pretend like I'm checking on my fish for like the tournament, but usually I'm just a little kid. Like I just like looking at them when they I am checking on them, but I'm also like, my God, look at that thing. And I didn't do it.
There was a couple times when I'd get done retying. It's like, I just got to look at her.
Absolutely.
Go back there and look. It's like, oh, she's freaking huge, man.
Yeah. When you lose that, man, straight up, when you lose that little kid vibe, it's time to call it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I was pretty giddy after that one. But like I said, I still knew that I had some work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know you at that time, and I was giddy for you. Like watching your vibe, your
absolutely
like wonder. I'm like, that's dope, dude. I mean, who couldn't be stoked in that moment? That was so freaking sweet, man. And congrats, seriously, 3rd place. A bunch of years ago, I know you know this body. Well, maybe you do. I think from Wisconsin. I don't know if you've heard of the Chippewa Flowage up in Hayward. It's a real good. It's a good lake in general, but it's a really good bass lake too. It's mostly known for muskie, but it's a good bass fishing tournament lake, whatever. Nate and I were fishing the derb up there. He lost. I think it was probably like a 6 on a wacky rig, right at the back of the boat. Like spit it, and so afterwards, of course, we're doing that thing, looking at the weights, looking at the standings. Oh, if you would have caught that, we would have been at this place in the money, or blah 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 blah. There wasn't really anything about this derb that you would look back on with regret, right, Andrew?
Not really, man. I give it all to God. I mean, it was honestly, this was his plan. If I was meant to win this tournament, I would have won it.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't meant to be. It was Pake's tournament. I mean, he ran away with it. Clearly, when you catch 2 34-pound bags in 2 days, like, it's your deal. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no, man, like I actually was just watching back some footage. Like, I lost one fish on day 2 that maybe would have helped a little bit, but even then, still wasn't my tournament to win.
Sure.
And I did it in a different way than everybody else, but I did it in like such an East Texas way that I thought was just it was so cool.
Yeah, yeah, very, like you said, very Keith Combs, except for you weren't fishing out over water, but you're dragging that big one in. I don't know. I just think sometimes it's like easier to be okay not winning if you did everything you could and you didn't have a bunch of, if I did this, I wouldn't have broke that one off at the boat if I wouldn't have. And it seemed like you kicked their teeth in. It was just, a dude with a strange first name kicked their teeth in a little bit more.
Yeah, he stomped them, man. He knew what he was doing. Yeah, I talked to him a little bit, and when he said that, these fish are basically doing the same thing at Lake Fork, which is where he guides and where he lives, I'm like,
sure.
So we're fishing for second. Okay.
Yeah, he's got it figured out. Yeah.
He knew it. I mean, he's a Texas guy. He had it figured out. He had those fish dialed in.
Yeah.
I mean, good on him. I'm happy for him. Like he did really good last year there too. And like I don't know. It's hard not to be happy for a guy like that. Yeah, he's a younger dude, but he's still been busting his butt and grinding to get to where he's at.
Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about the kid for sure. So, Nate, you got anything else to ask him about the Open before we play a quick round of one of your favorites?
I guess my only question is why the 8XD? You had the 6 and the 8 both tied up. What made you go straight to the 8?
Good question.
There was 2 factors that really made me choose an 8, and it was I wanted it to dive quickly, to get down to the bottom, to get to that drain as fast as I could, and it was the size. Those big bass on Sam Rayburn, they want to eat those big, slimy, stinky gizzard shad.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all those big fish key on, and they were pushing gizzards in the back of that drain, and that's why those fish were there. So it was basically I wanted to get to them quickly, and I wanted it to be big.
Bigger profile. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Match the hatch for sure. That makes sense,
Yep.
especially with the size of the bait and the color choice like that. Yeah, it all makes perfect sense. So,
how many of those did you have on the boat, Andrew?
I think I had a total of 6.
Okay.
And they were all different colors. None of them were the same color. So that was I actually I was sitting in the weigh-in line talking to Jay, and I asked him, I was like, dude, do you have any 8XDs? And he's like, I'm gonna have to look in the truck. I'm like, okay. And then I talked to Tristan McCormick. I was like, dude, do you have any 8XDs? Like, I have 2. I'm like, do you mind if can I have one? He's like, you can have them both. I'm like, okay. So
awesome.
He gave them to me. He gave them to me at dinner. And the one that is Tennessee Shad 2.0, that's the one that I caught all of my fish on day 3.
That's awesome. Also, shout out to Tristan for the haircut. Dude looks good. He looks sharp.
Yeah. It's growing back fast. I saw him down in Florida, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I saw him at this one. I was like, "Dude, that's insane! Like, what are you taking? What are you doing? What's your plan?"
Yeah,
ready. It's coming back quick.
I like that. Hey, man, we're going to play a quick game of one of your favorites. So it's supposed to be rapid fire. We just ask you stupid questions, some fishing stuff, and you don't have to say your number one favorite, but just one of your favorites for whatever dumb category. All right?
Okay.
All right, let's go.
One of your favorites.
All right, one of your favorite things to do off the water that isn't fishing and isn't like fitnessy. What do you like to do?
Hunt.
Okay, yeah, that's what's up. What are you? You a bow hunter, gun hunter?
I'm a duck hunter. I like to waterfowl hunt. I don't do it nearly as much as I used to because fishing took over everything.
Yeah. It's the mustache.
Yeah. It's got to be part of it, right?
It's got to be, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So, one of your favorite sports teams?
Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
For football.
My dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
We can talk about that all day. Nate and I, during the season, very often we start our podcast by complaining about Matt LaFleur or.
Oh gosh.
I mean, Versace's gone now, thank God. But yeah, we could talk Packers all day long.
Oh yeah.
One of your favorite movies?
Top Gun.
Whoa, old school or new school?
Old school.
Respect.
Heck yeah. One of your favorite missile baits products?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Crawfather.
Oh, that's a good bait.
Very underrated. It's a sneaky little deal, but it is bad to the bone. I feel like everybody chooses either the D-bomb, which is phenomenal, and so is the Baby Destroyer, also phenomenal. But that missile baits Crawfather it's the deal.
Yeah, it's really
the way those legs kick are just, man, it is just crazy. I like that bait a lot.
It is good. That is a very slept on bait.
It's definitely one of my confidence things. If I'm having a hard time getting a bite, I'll just throw it'll be that 1/4 ounce Texoma tackle, tungsten weight with a 3/0 owner straight shank hook and a Crawfather, cast it at everything.
Yeah.
You get bit.
I like it. One of your favorite all-time pros and one of your favorite current bass fishing pros. Could be any trail.
Oh man, that's tough. this is really hard because like when I was growing up, I was just such a Mercury fanboy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
pretty much everybody that ran a Mercury outboard was like my favorite.
Yeah.
But it's really hard for me to say that I didn't idolize KVD when I was getting really into it. I mean, heck, I think that's why I like cranking so much. Spinner
Makes sense.
baiting, reaction style bites.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's just a really good dude. But shoot, right now, I mean, heck, a lot of these guys are my friends. It'd be really hard to choose. Heck, I gotta go with Randy.
Okay.
He's like another dad to me. Randy
Yeah.
Howell.
Yeah, we've talked to him
awesome.
so many times about being on the show, and he's always so nice. Like he's always like, well, thank you for emailing me. Like I'm like, what the crap? Like, why are you thanking me? Like he's such a nice. We just haven't banged. But
he's a great man. He's an awesome person. He's a great role model.
Yeah, hard enough, and he can fish.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But don't sleep on Robin now either. His wife Robin, she can catch a bass.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that. That whole family, they can all catch bass.
Yeah, that you're friends with. He's all right too.
Yeah, he can catch a couple.
He's all right.
Yeah, can also bench like 430 pounds, make it look easy.
Yeah,
but
that's crazy. Yeah, that
Dude's
picture
animal.
that Randy posted, him and Robin catching them, was maybe Gunnersville or something. They've got some
that was yesterday.
Like that. Yeah, freaking awesome.
That's cool.
What's one of your favorite ways to catch them on the Mississippi River? I know you got a little experience up there, or I guess over there, but
square bill. Square bill crank is probably one of my favorite ways to catch them.
And you said a 1.5.
Yeah, I throw like a 1.5, throw a BX Brat. I mean, I throw a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, that Brat gets slept on. That's not a bad bait.
That is so, like, people can keep sleeping on it. Please do.
Yeah, right.
Keep that thing out of your tackle box. You don't want it.
Yeah.
You can send them all to me.
You ever
I'll take every single one of them.
The Mega Bass grenade sized Brat? Have you thrown that one?
Mm-mm.
That's a good one too. I got a couple like really obnoxiously like chartreusey whatever ones. They're like the way bigger size. That's a really good one. Like Kevin Short, who I think is like one of the most like square bill pros ever. Okay. He was talking about how really I always remember this for some reason on a Bass University. He was talking about how hot weather is like your best friend for rip wrap and square bills and whatever. And so if I'm fishing, if I'm catching them up, like if I start throwing a square bill on rip wrap and within the first couple cranks, I'm getting popped, I'll throw like a really big one on just to see what happens, whether it's like a Mega Bass grenade or like that big Brad or some other ones, like a man's one even. And like for whatever reason, I've caught some really big fish on those bigger square bills. I don't know what it drives them crazy, but one of your favorite man, shoot, let me think. One of your favorite bands, musicians, something to listen to.
Gosh, I'm such a music guy too. I listen to a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I'd say, shoot, I got a bunch rattling through my head because I listen to like country and rock and rap, everything.
Give us a couple. What do you like?
Well, I'm a big Brantley Gilbert fan.
Okay. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Like Brantley Gilbert as far as like country goes. And like a lot of the newer like actual like country is really good too.
Yeah.
Not so much like hip hoppy stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm big into what the heck? Now I gotta think of what the heck they're called. I just have their We Came as Romans. It's a lot of my like workout music. And then I like Drake as a rapper. Like Drake, G-Eazy is good too. Good workout music.
Yeah. That's dope.
But country, like there's so many new and upcoming artists that do like single releases that are really good. Another guy I really like is John Langston. He's another really good artist.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a ton. Riley Green, like I don't know. I could go on and on. Like I listen to way more country than anything else, but I like it all.
In the country when you work out, Andrew?
No.
Okay, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could be in my workout mix on my phone. I could show you. Hold on, I will show you. It's kind of funny because I'm an idiot. But yeah, I don't have any country in there. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick.
I'm the same way. I think my truck radio station, it doesn't leave the like local country station, and then in the gym is only rap and hip hop.
My playlist is called Run Fat Boy Run. There is no thing. It's all like hard driving, like some metal stuff, and then some like, you know, harder driving hip hop stuff, whatever. But yeah, that's dope. All right, Nate, go ahead. We'll give him a couple more, and then we'll transition out of here, do a couple things. We'll get you out of here, Andrew.
All right.
One of your favorite exercises in the gym?
That's a good one.
As far as like muscle groups, or like
yeah. I guess either way, whether it's
I like
muscle
doing
group
back. I like back, like pulls, and then I mean, I like hitting arms, but I feel like that's just a really cliche thing to say. Like everybody likes hitting arms, but I think I would have to say back and chest are probably my favorite. I'm learning to love leg day again. It used to be my favorite, and now I'm just kind of I'm telling myself every time I go to the gym on leg day that leg day is my favorite. It's one of those deals.
Yeah.
No, it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're up. Go ahead.
All right, buddy. All right, let me hit you with like one of the last ones. What is one of your favorite ways to? I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I don't want you to give up the juice. What's one of your favorite sneaky ways to catch fish?
Ooh.
And if you don't want to say, you don't have to. But, you know, like sometimes everybody's got that like that sort of like safety blanket. Like, I'm going to go to this. I know you said that missile crawfather, but like, is there a oh, we're blinking out. Is there like a finessey thing you like running, or what works for you that you're kind of like secretive on?
I mean, I think a lot of people just still sleep on a tube. And just a 2.75 tube.
Yeah.
It catches a lot of fish. I busted them pretty good on Kentucky Lake on it.
Yeah.
It's just such a Wisconsin bait. I mean, gained a lot of popularity, fishing the Great Lakes, and it catches fish a lot of places. But there's a bunch of other things too. I mean, but a lot of it comes down to like how you work a bait, just to try and make it a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. I would just say, just if you're gonna think about fishing behind people, start thinking about the baits that you throw and like how you work them to get them to bite it.
Yeah.
Not so much the bait itself.
Yeah. I like that. That makes sense. Nate, are you hearing Andrew? Is he breaking up on you?
He is. Yeah. He's sounding kind of staticky on my end too.
Are my vocals going in and out, Nate?
No, I got you pretty clear.
All right, Andrew, will you do me a giant favor? Will you sign off in real quick?
You guys are pretty staticky on my end too. I don't know if it's my connection.
Yeah, it must be. Will you sign out and just sign right back in? Is that okay to ask?
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll work. Let's try it real quick.
Give me 1 sec.
One of your favorites.
All right, so that was one of your favorites with the man Andrew Behnke. No big whoop, man. Sometimes sometimes the technicality stuff just jumps in. So Andrew's gonna sign out of our little deal and then sign back in, and hopefully we'll get his vocals back. But what an amazing story about that. I don't care. You know, like I said last week on Coming to America, Mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. That's a 12-pounder to me. I don't care what nobody.
That's a 12-pound fish all day long. Like there's no.
With giant buggy eyes, like what was that? Was that a buggy eye face?
Oh yeah, exactly, man.
Just
huge eyes and like and that tail, man. If you look at the tail, it's like it's just so wide. It's like those fans, like those Asian.
Yeah. Let's
crazy.
Put the back up. Let's see. Add to stage. Look at that thing.
Yeah, look how wide that tail is. It's just ridiculous.
But the cool thing about it too, and like I was trying to say to Andrew, is not only is that a 12-pound largemouth, but like the patterns on it, the way that it looks, the black on like the lateral line. I mean, everything about that fish, outside of just being big, it was really pretty. And a lot of times big fish aren't always as pretty. I don't know, because they're older or whatever, but like that's a real, you know what I'm saying? Like on top of being big, it's just a gorgeous fish.
Yeah, it's almost like that fish is like it's like new to being big. It's not like big, old, and ugly. You know what I mean? It's like it just kind of got big like last year type of deal where it's still fresh and new. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Your order? Yeah, like thing just got. I'm saying, but all right. It looks like Andrew's back. Let's see if we can get him back in here. Hopefully, Andrew, you there?
You boys got me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, much better. Dope. Thank you for doing that.
Sweet.
All right. That
Yeah,
just
no
happens.
problem.
Yeah. I mean, even if you listen to podcasts, you hear dudes do that. Sometimes they got to sign out, jump back in.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens. And where I'm at too, service really isn't that great. Even my
Yeah. All good,
Wi-Fi
man.
connection's trash. So
Yeah. So we just want to hit you up with a couple more questions and we'll let you out of here. Again, bottom of my heart,
yeah,
man. One Wisconsin person to another. Appreciate you jumping on. Really do.
absolutely. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. So I guess the question that I ask a lot of people when it's like their first time on is I just want to know, obviously you're in the opens, but what does that look like to you? Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be? God says to you, Andrew, like how he asked Solomon, like whatever you ask, I'm gonna give it to you. What he asked you, what do you want? What do you respond? What does this look like for you?
I want a long-lasting career in the Elite Series.
That's it.
Yep.
I love
I
it.
want to fish at the highest
Heck
level.
yeah.
That's been a goal ever since the Elite Series started. So with my mom working at Mercury, they used to get DVDs of the whole Saturday broadcast for bass fishing when ESPN was running it. And I
Yeah.
have DVDs of I think it's the first 3 seasons of the Elite Series
Oh
that
wow.
I used to just binge watch over
That's
and
so
over
awesome.
because that's all that I wanted to do. The one that I think I have memorized the best is the first year they went to Oneida, the Empire Chase. The one KVD was ripping a jerkbait really hard. Iconelli was throwing a drop shot. Tommy Biffle won it up shallow flipping for largemouth. I
Yeah.
watched that tournament on repeat over and
That's so cool.
over and over again. Like it was just it's because that's what I wanted to do. It's always what I've wanted to do. I've looked up to like the guys are asking if they're my favorites. Like I looked up to all of them my
Yeah.
entire life. I
Yeah.
mean, and I've gotten to know. I know quite a few of them. Very fortunate and very blessed to have grown up inside the industry.
Yeah.
So it's always the life that I've always wanted. It's always what I wanted to do.
Man.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
What a great answer, dude. Also, did Tommy Biffle have his short shorts on?
Yeah, and that was he was wearing short shorts, and it was it's when he had like the NASCAR colors on his wrap too.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
it was the Ranger jersey. It was white and yellow, and he had like NASCAR colors or like the stripes on it. And
But did he yell at anybody in that tournament?
not that they showed.
Yeah, he probably did. But he just
He
said, "Hey,
probably did. I don't see why he wouldn't have.
area,
But
you can't
Back up off my spot.
get out my area." Yeah, yeah. My
fishing from
favorite.
here to the dam. It's mine.
Yeah, sir, that's like 3 miles. That's right. It's all 3 miles a mile.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. So and the Biffle bug, he did his thing with the swing head jig, and yeah, so you can't hate on him too much.
That's
But
what opened my eyes to that on the Mississippi River. I'll tell you that.
Biffle bug.
Ever since that tournament, every time I go over there, I got one on.
Yeah,
He smashed him up there on
Every
that.
single time.
yeah. Smallmouth annihilate a swing head jig. Whether you're
They do.
slow cranking it, bouncing it around like a square bill, letting it hunt,
Yep.
they crunch it. Yeah.
I've flipped that thing too into some laydowns down there too. The largemouth munch it just as well.
Yeah, that's sweet.
It is wild.
Yeah. I bet they'd munch it even better if you had on some just absolutely short shorts, especially with you not skipping leg day. I bet you they would just crunch it.
Maybe I'll start wearing my short shorts a little bit more out on the water.
Yeah, you might have. Yeah, that'd be a good video too. The Tommy Biffle shorts on a Tommy Biffle bug. It's just a good comment. But Nate, what else you got?
Yeah, I don't think much else, man. He's killed it. We appreciate you for sure.
Yeah. I just have one more for you, Andrew. Last question, and it's pretty simple, but with where you are on your journey towards being a tenured elite fisherman, what advice would you give to people like Nate and I who are just fishing local clubs or whatever? What advice would you give to people on how they can up their game in fishing, how they can get better at fishing, how they can win more tournaments?
I guess the best advice you can give anybody that's trying to get better at fishing is fish more.
Yeah.
More time on the water. Get out there. Experiment with stuff. Like you read about all these baits. We've been talking about a koiki. Like go throw the thing. Go rig it different ways. Go try different stuff. That's one thing that I really think that I do need to get better at is trying to get on the leading edge of some of these new techniques, new baits, and just trying different stuff because things change. Fish get conditioned, I feel like, to certain presentations. So the more time you spend on the water, the more scenarios you put yourself in on trying to figure out how to catch a bass, is the better you're going to be at catching bass. Now, that won't necessarily make you a better tournament fisherman right away.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to see different conditions to be able to catch bass all sorts of different ways in different lakes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's honestly, that's like the most simple, most rock solid advice I think you give somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Even argue with. We got your socials ticking across the bottom. We'll obviously encourage people to follow you on there. You got a couple fans here, and we wish you the best moving forward, man. Thanks for jumping on.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It was a blast. Thanks for having me on. Give me a call anytime.
Absolutely, buddy. All right, man. Stay safe out there.
We appreciate it. We'll be rooting for you like crazy at the next one.
Thanks,
All
brother.
right,
appreciate it. See ya.
Peace.
All right, so that was the dude, Andrew Behnke, the man who I just have a feeling no matter where he fishes now, every tournament he's going to catch a 12-pounder. You know, he might
Mr. 12-pounder.
Be in lacrosse. You know what I'm saying? He might be on Champlain. He might catch a 12-pound smallmouth. You know, I don't know, but probably not. But that was such a cool catch. And I was gonna say to him, and I forgot to say it. There's a couple hook sets. There's a couple of hook sets that like stay in my mind. Like how he's talking about, he's talking about watching those DVDs of like Biffle winning and Ike on the drop shot and whatever. There's just certain things you remember. One of the hook sets that will forever stay in my mind is his hook set on that fish, because it is a very textbook deep diving crankbait hook set, like a deep diving plug where it's like that,
Sweep, yeah.
Sweet, but it's also got a little stank on it. You know what I'm saying, Nate?
Yeah. That strong, sideways power sweep where you just rip and pull into them, man. Yeah, that was everything about that catch. Like it's so great that it was on film and was able to be captured and now replayed and seen over and over and over. Man, it was awesome. Yeah,
and like you said, everything about it, from the hook set to the way that he fought it, how he got it to the boat. And then if you're listening to this and you've spent any time throwing a multiple treble hook bait, and that could be, like right here in front of me, I have a 110 plus one, and one of my favorite mega bass colors is called Northern Secret. So if we get that giant fish back off the screen, let's see here. So that's 3 treble hooks on this one. Or even like these swim baits I have hanging up on the mic stand, or a square bill. That's 2 treble hooks. What will happen very often if you fish those kind of baits, this, is they'll bite it. And then sometimes with certain fish, when they jump, or with certain baits, when they jump around, you're like, oh no. But sometimes in a jerk bait or a crank bait, they jump around and they hook themselves with that back hook. It'll pop into the gill plate. It'll get underneath, or it'll get on the top and the bottom of their mouth. And you're like, oh, they are super pinned. So this fish, if you watch the video of it, ends up with that back hook on the gill plate. And then right when he gets it to the boat, that back hook pops out, and it's just that front hook, like just on his, I think it was his upper lip, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like on the nose of him. Yeah, it was.
I mean, if I'm not peeing my pants at that point, you know what I'm saying? A fish that big, because that and if you watch the video, when he does the sort of like swoopy scoopy and then grabs it by the, because he's right. I when he said that, I knew exactly what he was talking about. Because if you do that thing where you're trying to pull the fish in, you got your rod back and you're doing that to keep tension. Because what you don't want to do, just as a heads up, you don't want to start grabbing the line. That's a real good way to snap it off, or to lose pressure, or that's. Don't do that if you can avoid. And everybody's done it. Don't do it. It's not a great way to land fish. So he's doing that thing where you're trying to, like that weird praying mantis, or like, Karate Kid stance, where you're trying to like get to the fish, but you're trying to keep the rod back to keep tension, and it's kind of awkward. And then he gets it, and he goes to arm scoop it, so he has to drop the rod. So then he can get his hand around to lip the fish, gets it in the boat. It's like holding a 5-year-old. This thing is freaking huge. This thing is so long and so thick. And then he goes to pull the hook out. It's like, boop. I mean, it comes out so easy. And that's not that weird, because a lot of times with crankbait fishing, it's only staying in there from the pressure that you're applying to it. But I mean, it came out real easy. You know what I'm talking about, Nate? Like that snout, that beak, like as you always call it, caught him in the beak.
Right in the beak.
That beak is hard, so it's hard to get.
Yeah.
if you can get the hook to pop up through and really get past the barb, you're usually okay. But that's a hard spot for a hook set. So that gill plate hook comes out, just the beak hook is on there, and then right there, I'm just peeing if I'm him. I mean, gosh, what a cool fish.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. Like I said, anybody who hasn't seen it, go check it out. I think it's all over Bassmaster's website still, whether you're on their Instagram or even their bassmaster.com. You can find it all over, and it was freaking awesome.
Awesome. So awesome. And just his whole vibe is so genuine, so excited. But also he's got business to do. And I like that he gets back in there. So keep Andrew, if you're on YouTube right now, you can find him on Facebook. It's just his name, Andrew. And then Behnke is Behnke. Behnke. His Instagram is at Behnke Fishing. His YouTube and his TikTok are a little different. They're at Behnke Bass Fishing. So Behnke BASSFISHING at Behnke Bass Fishing on YouTube and the TikTokers. It's a good follow. Very genuine dude. Nice.
Heck yeah.
Nice mustache game. Dude's doing well. So before we get out of here, we would be amiss if we didn't make you aware again of our 1,000 YouTube subscriber giveaway. And the thing, I was just talking to Lola about this. The thing that I haven't done, and I need to, because we're at like 820 something right now. So we're getting closer to getting 1,000. But the thing that I didn't put together till I was talking to my wife is that it's the 1,000 subscriber YouTube giveaway, and we're giving away easily $1,000 worth of stuff. So between the cooler and the rod and the reel and all the tackle we're throwing in and the loopholed sunglasses, all you have to do is, we've posted the little graphic twice. We'll post it again before it's all over, is share that post, one of those posts with like the little square kind of black graphic that says giveaway, and then just prove to us that you follow us on YouTube. That could be a message of a screenshot or post a comment of the screenshot. And like Nate said last week, there's not, with Larry Melton, there's not that many people in the pool right now. Your chances of winning are pretty freaking good. They're probably like 1 in 150 or something, which is not that bad for $1,000 gift pack sent to your house. So you're going to get a rod tube with a brand new Denali rod in it. And then you're going to get a big cardboard box with this super dope dark gray 20-quart hard-sided grizzly cooler, like the legit cooler with the big handle on top. It is the perfect size, stuffed to the brim with a brand new bait cast reel, a brand new set of loopholed sunnies, and then just a ton of baits, like really good baits that Nate and I fish with. We're going to throw them in there, just stuffed full of stuff. It's going to be awesome. And that's all you have to do to win, is share that post and then prove to us that you follow us. Look at Nate. Look at Nate with the Mag Draft and the Evo and the Kitex. We're gonna load you up. It's gonna be an awesome deal if you win that thing. So please jump in. Please share with your homies, with your friends. Nate, what else you got?
No, that's it, man. Check out the giveaway. Just an incredible opportunity. Not a ton of entries. You're fully qualified, so really simple to do. Just get it done. And I think, remember, positivity is worth the effort.
That's it. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right. Peace.